Hi everyone, Savannah Tree Foundation Field Manager Jake Henry here, and today I wanted to do a quick video talking about the root space of trees and why it's so important to have open ground space, open soil around the base of a tree. And this is a great example here. So I'm in downtown Savannah, and this is a southern live oak, or Quercus virginiana, one of our most popular and prolific street trees that we've got down here. And these trees can get pretty big, incredibly long lifespan, you know, upwards of 300 years old. This one that we're looking at here is probably close to 100 years. I would put it at, you know, maybe 80 years old. Definitely a really nice sized tree. Now it's in kind of an unusual spot. So here in Savannah, we have what are called tree lawns, and that's essentially the space between a sidewalk and the curb. So we don't really have one here. You can see there's the curb right there, and then it just goes right into the brick sidewalk. Now we've got a bike lane here and the road. So this is in kind of an unusual spot, and there are actually quite a few of these around Savannah. There are these live oaks that are actually in the road. You know, in a lot of residential neighborhoods you'll find this, just these random trees that aren't really where they should be. But they're still doing really well for now. And one of the challenges I wanted to talk about, again, is that space around the base of the tree. Now, we can see over here that the asphalt of the road pretty much goes, I mean, not pretty much, it goes exactly up to the base of the tree, all the way up there. And we've got the bricks on the other side. Now, bricks aren't as bad as asphalt or concrete because you do get some percolation, some water that goes through. They don't compact the soil quite as much, but still not great. That's still a semi-permeable surface rather than completely impermeable. And the reason I mention permeability is because we really need water and nutrients getting into the soil so this tree can take advantage of it. Now, just for context, the rooting area of most trees extends about as far as the canopy, sometimes further, but as a general rule of thumb, it's as far as the canopy. So, if you look at the canopy, we've got a branch that's all the way over on the other side of the street. We've got others that are up here almost all the way to the lane. We've got ones on the backside that don't go quite as far, but still a good ways. And then we have others that extend all the way into this backyard, pretty much up against that building. So if we look at that space, we've got roots that go all the way out here, all the way into the road to the other side of the street, all the way into the road here. And those roots really aren't getting the resources that they need underneath this impermeable surface. Now again, water, super important. You know, this tree's obviously still getting enough to survive. It's nice and lush and green. But in terms of nutrients, there's really not a lot being added to the soil because nothing can get in there. It's completely solid. So that's one of the issues that we can see in urban soils over time, is they just become nutrient depleted because these trees are utilizing those nutrients and they're really not being replenished by leaf litter or other organic material that's being added back into the system. So one of the challenges that we face with urban forestry, so we try to avoid planting in spaces like this if we can. We really want to give trees as much space as possible. And as a quick anecdote, it actually does help to remove the concrete. If you take a look at the Candler oak, which is one of the largest trees in downtown Savannah, that actually had a parking lot all the way up to the base about 30 years ago, and it was only given about 20 years to live because it was in such poor condition. In the 1980s, that concrete and asphalt was removed around the base of the tree. The soil was aerated. It's received some nutrient additions, and that tree is nice and lush and healthy now. So it really does make a big difference removing these impermeable surfaces around the base of these trees. Thank you all so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Take care.